All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I'm going to start this lesson by giving all praises, glory, and honor unto Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham Rachakwadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who taught us this truth. Shalom to Allah Achim in his truth and sincerity, starting with the 144,000 and the 1/3 of the nation of Israel, which we're fighting to be a part of. This is the brother Chabar Yakal coming back, Lord willing, with a quick and edifying lesson. And I'm going to do a quick back to the basic lessons going into the significance of Jacob and Esau, all right? The prophetic, the prophetic or biblical significance of Jacob and Esau, all right? Which, Jacob is the forefather of the 12 tribes of Israel, which in modern times, the 12 tribes of Israel are you so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, and also Israelites who have been scattered throughout all the different countries that look like the other nations. They don't look like the typical black, so-called black, Latino, and Native American. They might look like the other nations. You got Israelites that look like all nations. Revelation chapter 7 tells you that. Okay, also, I believe 2nd Ezra 13 goes into that as well. All right, but yeah, those are the Israelite foreigners, and then Esau is the forefather of the Edomites. Which are the modern day self-proclaimed white race. They call themselves white, but really their true biblical race or nationality are the Edomites, okay? And they're the people who are ruling the world right now in wickedness. That's why the world is in such a bad state right now, On so many levels, it's in a bad state. The earth is in a state of dying right now. The earth is in a state of mourning, okay? Which, matter of fact, I'll start with this. I got a few scriptures, but if the Spirit, has me get anything else, I'm gonna get it. This is Proverbs 29 and verse 2. It says, "When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice, but when the wicked beareth rule, the people mourn." Okay, so when the right people, when the righteous people, according to Yahweh Shemel Shai, which are the ones who keep his ways. Yeah, so basically the wicked are ruling the planet Earth right now, all right? That's why the earth is in a bad state. That's why the people are in a state of mourning, especially those who know the truth, okay? Scripture says oppression maketh the wise man mad. So how do we prove that Esau is the one ruling the world? I'm going to go back, keep in mind, when the wicked beareth rule, the people mourn, all right? It also says in Job 9 and 24 that the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. That's another prophecy indicating to, it's like a hint, it's like the scriptures give you little hints of who's going to be ruling the planet Earth in the last days. So you can't get around the prophecies. So keep in mind, the wicked are ruling, the wicked are bearing rule, and the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. Keep that in mind. This is 2nd Ezra 6 and 8. It says, "And he said unto me, from Abraham unto Isaac, when Jacob and Esau were born of him, Jacob's hand held first the heel of Esau. For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth." So this right here tells you that Esau's world is going to be at the end of the world, okay, which we're at the end of the world right now. The world is clearly coming to an end, It's too much evidence, but it's like so many distractions out here, these Babylonians, these Babylonians can't see what's right in front of them. We're at the end of the world, not in the sense that the planet Earth is about to be destroyed, but this kingdom is coming to an end, just like ancient Rome, when ancient Rome was falling, that was the end of the world back then. Okay, so you can understand, it's not like the planet is going to be destroyed, get hit with a meteor, all right? But this right here lets you know that Esau's world would be at the end. Esau's the end of the world, and then Jacob's world, the Israelites' world, was going to be at the beginning, after that. The following kingdom after this kingdom is going to be Jacob's world, which is going to be an everlasting kingdom. All right. The same kingdom that is spoken about in the book of Daniel, where it speaks about, it's it's an everlasting kingdom. It's a kingdom that shall not be left to other people. All right. So that right there lets you know that Esau is gonna be ruling at the planet at the end of the Salakia, at the end of the this world, not the end of the planet. Salakia. Slip of the tongue. But another way that because you might say, oh, that doesn't prove that the wicked are ruling. That doesn't prove that could be, another time, Well, you could link, Esau to being the wicked. All right. The scriptures are clear on who the wicked is. Because you got wicked people of all nations, even our own people. You got wicked individuals you got wicked Israelites, all right? But there's a particular race of people that are the wicked. They're classified as the wicked. The Lord created them to be wicked, all right? Malachi 1 and 2, I have loved you, saith Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai. Yet ye say, wherein hast thou loved us? That's how Jacob says. I mean, that's what Jacob says. That's what our people say. God doesn't love us. If God loved us, why did He put us into slavery? Why are we at the bottom? You'll hear Jake say things like that. Because of this prophecy right here. Because Jake isn't spiritual. Jake doesn't have faith. They don't understand that we were put into captivity, put at the bottom because of our own sins. Micah 7 and 9. But Jake doesn't understand that. Only the elect is going to understand that. It says, was not Esau Jacob's brother, saith the Lord? Yet I loved Jacob, and I hated Esau, and laid his mountains and his heritage waste for the dragons of the wilderness. All right. Whereas Edom, showing you it's not just the individual man Esau. Edom is the whole nation. Esau was an individual man, but Edom, which his name was changed to, that became a whole nation. Just like Israel is a whole nation. It's not talking about just that individual man. It's talking about the whole nation. All the individuals that make up that nation, that's who it's talking about. Whereas Edom saith, that's why it says we. It doesn't say, whereas Edom saith I. It says, whereas Edom saith we are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places. Thus saith the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai of hosts, they will build, but I will throw down, which the Lord is getting ready to do. All right, that great millstone is about to hit the feet of that statue. All right, which Daniel interpreted that dream. It says, and they shall call them the border of wickedness, and the people against whom the Lord hath indignation forever. So Esau, Edom, they're the border of wickedness. All right. Wherever they set their borders of wickedness is going to follow, because they're the wicked. So that lets you know from the scriptures that I just brought out, that lets you know that Esau is going to be ruling at the end of the world. And it also proves that Esau is the wicked. Okay. Because, it says, Esau, Edom, they're the border of wickedness. And then when you put that together and filter that through today's time, who's ruling the planet Earth right now? Who's the prominent nationality of people that rule the planet Earth? And they go by different names. They call themselves different names. All right. But when you look at the very top, the elites, the international banking families, what nationality are they? How do they look? They're red. All right. The word Edom means red. So the red people are ruling. They lack pigmentation in their skin. That's how they're the Edomites. All right. And I'm not saying that everyone who lacks pigmentation is an Edomite, because like I said, there's Israelites scattered amongst so-called white people that look like so-called white people that might even act like them, might even talk like them. But there's Israelites scattered among them. All right. But overall, the majority of so-called white people, they're the Edomites, especially the elites. Those are all straight up Edomites. The wicked elites that own America, that own the UK, they own the central banks. They're the ones, creating the wars, and those are straight up Edomites. There's no Israelites scattered among them. All right. So now that we got that out of the way, that's the significance of Esau in the last days. Now I'm gonna go. I'm gonna get Second Ezra's. I got a few scriptures written down. I'm gonna just get the rest of the scriptures I got. I might not get all of them, but I'm gonna get most of them. Second Ezra 3:16. It says, "And unto him gavest Isaac, and unto Isaac also thou gavest Jacob and Esau. As for Jacob, thou didst choose him to thee, and put by Esau. So Jacob became a great multitude." Now, that's the significance on the flip side of Jacob. This right here lets you know that the Lord chose Jacob, the Israelites. And also the scripture that I got in Malachi says, "I have loved you." The Lord loves the Israelites. He loves Jacob, but he hates Esau. All right? So, the main significance of Jacob and Esau is the righteous versus the wicked. This whole, the scriptures, life in general, this is the Lord's movie. So any great story, any great movie is going to have a protagonist and an antagonist. All these directors, these script writers, they get their whole formula from the scriptures, all right? Of the good guy and the villain. They get that from the scriptures, all right? Those archetypes, all right? So Jacob, in the end, is going to win, all right? Yahweh Shai is going to come back and set everything right, okay? So I'm going to get... I'll go back to the origins. All right, Genesis 25. All right, this is the origins of Jacob and Esau. I'm gonna start in. I'll get straight to the point. This is Rebekah, Isaac's wife. Okay. Verse 23, it says, "And the Lord Yahweh said unto her," which is Rebekah, "Two nations are in thy womb, and two manner of people shall be separated from thy bowels. And the one people shall be stronger than the other, and the elder shall serve the younger." And the one people that's stronger than the other is the Israelites. All right. When you look at so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, our people are physically superior to the Edomites, to the self-proclaimed white race. All right. On a physical level, Israelites, dominate, all sports, all type of, all type of competitive sports. It's like, who dominates those sports? All right. So-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans. Okay. Boxing, football, basketball. Okay. Look at who dominates all these sports. That's no coincidence. That's because of what's written right here. All right. It says, "And the elder shall serve the younger. And when her days to be delivered were fulfilled, behold, there were twins in her womb." All right. So when you read up to verse 22, it says, "And the children struggled together within her, and she said, If it be so, why am I thus? And she went to inquire of the Lord." So those two twins, those two manner of people, one being stronger than the other, they were fighting in the womb. All right. And what's the significance of that? These two nations would never be able to get along. All right. That's why, look at the history of America, all the lynchings, Jim Crow, all right, slavery. When you look at all these things, that shows you that these two nations will never be able to get along. Even when you go back to the ancient world, all right, when the Israelites wanted to pass through Mount Seir, they didn't let the Israelites go through. Okay, in different times through history, the Edomites, came against the Israelites. So that there's a spiritual significance to that. That's because these two nations will never be able to get along. All right, because we're on two sides of the spectrum. All right. The Israelites are the righteous, and then on the other side of the spectrum, the Edomites are the wicked. So it's like water and oil; it doesn't mix. There's never gonna be, these two nations will never be able to come together. There's always gonna be friction. So where was that? Verse 25. Here's the point. And the first came out red all over like an hairy garment, and they called his name Esau. All right, which in the Hebrew is Ishashua, which means wasted away is he, because he came out red. He didn't have any pigmentation. Usually, like if an Israelite baby comes out, they might be super light skinned when they come out, but eventually, the pigment starts coming in. Hell, they might even be, sort of red when they come out the womb, but eventually, after a few days, the pigment starts coming into their skin. But Esau wasn't like that. When he came out, he was just red, and he stayed that way. He had leprosy. When you go into Leviticus, I believe it's Leviticus 12 or 13, but it speaks about leprosy, which is it's a lack of pigmentation. In modern terms, albinism. All right. It says, and after that came his brother out and took hold on Esau's heel, and his name was called Jacob, and Isaac was 80 years old when she bare them. All right. So he was 60 years old, Isaac. But and I'm gonna get the significance of that of Jacob taking hold of his heel. All right, going back to 2nd Ezra, and I'm gonna end off with this. 2nd Ezra 6 and verse. I'll read 9 again. It says, for Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. The hand of man is betwixt the heel, and the hand of man is betwixt the heel and the hand. All right. Other question, Israel asked thou not. So essentially, Jacob taking hold of his heel represented, your heel is at the very end of your body, you're on your feet. The beginning of your body is your head, and then the very end of your body is the heel. So Jacob grabbing on Esau's heel represented, when Yahushua comes back, which Yahushua is the ultimate Israelite, the tribe of Judah, he's going to take down Esau. So Esau's end is Jacob's beginning. So Lord, this lesson was edifying. With that, shalom.